Hey, this is me, Ingrid, the INFP. Um, yes, so I'm going to talk about my education, my life. um, I've tried this video 2 times, and once the computer crashed, and the other time I pushed pause, stop actually, and that meant that those videos were too short. It's spring here in Sweden, and finally, and I'm really, really happy. So that's why I'm going to talk about sadness. Yes. I'm I'm doing this so that I actually won't get sad while I'm making this video. Um, yeah, I'm in medical school, and first I was in France. I started medical school in France, and then after 6 months, I moved here since I got accepted to the school here. Um, it's not like in the US where you can choose your courses and stuff, and after 4 years get your major and then be graduate. Here, you're in medical school right straight after high school, and that's it. Then you can't choose to take courses in history or anthropology or psychology or philosophy or whatever. You're on your path. You're on your own. Yeah, and so I wanted to choose biology, but then um, um, I'm not really that interested in like the mating seasons of insects, so I'm more interested into like the pancreas and like what the body does. Um, so I chose that, but like the practical side of being a doctor is not my area at all, and like I know it, and I've always known it, and I cry about it, and it's and also there's tons of learning by heart. I wish I could write more papers. And here in this country as well, there's so much group work, and I hate that. Um, in France, it was a lot of individual stuff, so I like that. But wherever you go, you have to learn stuff by heart, and actually, I'm okay with that since it's a theoretical part. It's just so much of it, so nobody likes it. But the practical is like where everyone in my class is so enthusiastic about it. They're just like, wow, yes, we're going to meet patients for the first time, and I'm so happy. Finally, I'm going to go and get my hands onto this. And I'm just like, wait, no, I don't want to talk to people. Really, I don't. Um, I hate, I hate having to actually deal with touching people and like asking them things and like having tactful conversations with them. Um, yeah, and we had like these things where like you have to like push needles into, like we tried needles, and I'm okay with needles, but like when you're doing it to your friends like for the first time, of course there's going to be a first time, but it's like people were all excited. They were like, yes, we're going to push needle and stuff, and I was just like, okay, let's do this carefully. And I ended up just like pushing the needle 3 millimeters into the skin when I was supposed to like push it 2 centimeters down. Um, and it was embarrassing because I had to do it on a second person, and I did the same to her. And so in the end, I just like pricked 2 people, 2 of my friends, like, and got it wrong. And I just like felt so sorry, and I don't want to, yeah. And they were just like, oh, it's okay, it was the first time, but like I feel so incompetent all the time, like, and I feel like I can't hear anything in the stethoscope, and I'm really awful. I'm awful, really. I don't know. Um, And when I had to like follow the doctor around, I just like couldn't do it. Like I was just sitting in the background watching, but I wouldn't actually ever ask a question about stuff. It just I I can't put myself out there. I can't talk to a patient. I can't. It's just so overwhelming. So, and I'd rather just like read biochemistry instead. I don't like talking about how you should talk to people. Like we're talking about that, and we're talking ethics. You'd think that an INFP would like ethics, but I like sort of metaphysical stuff. I don't like talking about, well, if this is this person going to die or not? What decision should I make? Should I put this person on a respiration? It's like a respiration machine. No, do not put me into responsibility positions. No, I don't do good in it. Yeah. So like, why am I studying to be a doctor? I don't know. Yeah, I'm having it's hard. It's hard. I'm surrounded by SJs. Mostly ISFJs, I guess. ESFJs. SPs too. For some reason, I don't know, they like saving lives. But, and so a lot of them are really nice. Like, a lot of them are Fs because they have to, like, they have empathy, sort of. But they're mostly FE users. And then there are a lot of T users. Mostly, yeah, Js. A lot of Js. And then the Ps are actually SPs. Not many NFs. And the NFs that are there, they're like really passionate for the cause. Like they want to go and do humanitarian work and stuff, and I'm just like too scared to do anything. Yeah, I guess it's, yeah, I've got too much anxiety for that. But yeah, I'd rather like spend time around like scientists or researcher and people who can theorize things. I like those kind of people. People with values and principles. Instead of just like thinking it's obvious you've got to help people. Like that's our purpose in life, is to help people. Like things are more complex than that. Like it's not obvious that helping people is our number one thing on earth. There are all sorts of different things, like the environment, the justice, making people feel loved, making people, well, thinking about the universe, making the world a better place. There are all sorts of different things, but actually helping people is not my number one priority. I don't have a number one priority. I'm just like all over the place. Yeah, I don't care. I don't yeah. It's just I do care, but it's just there's so much else out there. And being in a hospital is not my thing. And yeah, it's not something. Yeah, I get so frustrated. And then people are like, yeah, well, why are you here then if you're not willing to help people? And I'm like, nowhere. I don't know. And then they just laugh at me, and then we just like go into some other conversation. But yeah, maybe it's also that I'm lonely because I'm all alone here. I've never lived alone before, and I'm in this weird country, and I'm depressed and stuff. I'm not actually depressed, actually. Just for the record, I'm I just have those melancholy phases that every INFP has. Um, but it's like, uh, money. Ugh, ugh. Why? Why do you? Why does money have to be there? Ugh. So yes, I need to finish medical school. I've just started and it's not going well, so it's like I wish I can get there, but oof, it seems so hard. I'll make it. I'll make it with time. But yeah, sometimes I wish I could like have explored a few other options before I did this. Sorry, that's a watch. Yeah, I wish I could. I'm really happy to be here in Sweden though. I really am. Because actually, like, one dream, like the dream my dreams, like, don't consist in like very specific things, but like one of the dreams that like I really like is having a little house next to a forest in Sweden. And I sort of have that dream. I sort of am. I live in the basement of a lady's house, and it's close to a forest, and I like the forest there. I'm not a very nature kind of girl, but forests, yeah. And like drinking hot chocolate, I like that sort of thing, and like reading books. I don't have many books, but this lady does. And just like going to visit Stockholm, which is a beautiful town. And so my life is going very well, except for the fact that one day I'll have to start working. Because I've never ever had a job, except maybe some babysitting. So that is big, and like, you know, getting the CV, the internships and everything. And then getting through finally medical school. So there's a lot. So it's actually like getting into the real world. But my dream is I just went to live in a little cottage and maybe have a cat. I don't know. Oh God, like I don't need to travel and like be super successful and have 5 kids. All I want is, yeah, live in a little cottage alone next to forest or something, and like read and eat cinnamon buns, and I don't know, maybe be married and have kids. I don't know. It's not too much to ask, is it? No, really, I know it's a lot to ask actually, and I'm just being too idealistic. Oh God, but like, yes, it always comes back to the money. I always need, and sure, being a doctor is a meaningful job, but I'm just not cut up for it. Yeah, I think I would be helping people better, but like being a scientist or something, doing something meaningful without actually like touching people. Yeah, I don't know. So that's my life as a medical school student. An INFP medical student. Yeah, it's sort of comical actually in a way. But if you have any questions, just tell me. I'm not YouTube famous yet, but we'll see.